Central goes at 4.5, so you get 4.5 measurement. Okay, and how you do it is you're going to put this part here on the, show you on number 8 first, on the incisal edge. Okay, and then the tine will go into the bracket slot. Now, one thing you want to be mindful of is how you angle this. Okay, you want it basically perpendicular to the long axis of the tooth. So in other words, you don't want to be doing this, and you don't want to be doing this. You see how that would change the number? So kind of get this as flat as possible against there, so it'll be straight in. Okay, so once you kind of get that by, then just do it on the actual tooth itself. Good. Okay. Now what do? We look from the facial, right? So look from the facial. Are you centered? If you are not centered, you can tick it. You can take your scaler and just kind of give it a little tick over. Okay? Okay, then check it from the occlusal. Now we would use a mouth mirror, but you can turn it over and look. And if you aren't centered, you would tick it over one way or the other as needed. Close, it's a little too far distal. Try this instrument for the ticking.
Ticking?
Ticking. Okay. Well, what you can even do is you can kind of help yourself by putting that on there. That's pretty good. Overall, if I was being very, very, very critical, it's a tiny bit too far to the distal, but not much.
Wow, you can barely tell.
I mean, that's why I said very, very critical. So all you would do, though, is you would just give it a, and then, and one of the benefits of putting it firmly on there, because then you can do those, you know, real
without it sliding
beads.
really fast.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay. Then what do? We look from the front again, and I want to see, is my bracket slot parallel to my incisal edge? Okay. If it is, good. If it's not, you can give it a little tick to rotate it so that it is. Straighten that tooth out. Okay. Now, if I wanted to move this tooth back to here, how would we do it?
Take from the front. Yeah, and add
So
to the back.
remove from here and
Add to the back.
add here.
Yep.
If I want to move this tooth forward a little bit, okay, exactly. So you see how if we do those three things, how it's going to ultimately align perfectly, right? So what am I doing? I'm basically beginning with the end in mind, right? Setting the teeth at ideal
So you make the
arch
arch
form.
in the back perfect, and then you make it perfect in the front.
Exactly. Okay. So I'll do this one, and I'll have each of you do one of the others. Okay.
Okay.
So basically, what we'll do is, you see how I'm just going to kind of scrape this off here, just like this. Okay. See, I'm just kind of taking an instrument. You could take anything. That's one instrument. You know, a scale, whatever you got. Okay. Just kind of scrape the stone. It's better than using a handpiece because you can be really precise. Use a handpiece, you can, and then where are you gonna go, right? Yeah, yeah. So see how we just kind of scrape the stone there. Okay. And then we look from the occlusal view, and you see how already it's much more lined up on the back. Okay. So we just evaluate. We could do a little bit more. Okay. And then how you see how that's lined up really nice on the back, right? Okay. So that part's done. So when you do your suck down retainer, it's going to
It'll go
push
that
on
way.
that part, right? and help push that tooth out, okay? Now, if you didn't add to the front, it would be trapped, right? So you have to add something to the front. So what we do is we add some, you know, flowable composite or block-out material, okay? So we're just going to add a little bit right there, like we said, right? Okay. So if we just add a little composite here, okay, put a little bleb of composite, take, you know, whatever, Explore, whatever you want, okay, and kind of just bring it in there in a couple increments until we have it even with the central. Alright, so then you just got to give it a cure. Which one?
You have to hit the big
bottom.
one twice.
This one?
Yeah, you have to hit it twice.
Okay. Okay. And then we just add until we get that tooth in ideal position. Okay. And don't take 3 hours doing it, you know. You'll get it pretty darn close right away. Okay. And hit it again. Okay, then you see how much better that looks. It looks like the tooth is straight. We have to do a little bit more.
Ready to with this one?
But-
No, this
right.
one we're taking back.
We're moving this one
Oh,
then
you're moving that
down
one
forward. So that's kind of like our landmark tooth.
What do you want to do down here? A little
Okay,
bit
we're
farther
going to do a
or-
little bit, but you see, I just want to show you, see how
Yep.
as we're progressing, how that looks better. So it looks like now we're going to fool the essix plastic right into moving the tooth, right? Okay. And it helps to right, exactly. You know, and even say, you know, the tooth number too, so you know, in case you get off kilter, you know, so you'd say, when ortho is off on 1 through 8.
4.5.
So you'd say, you know, tooth number 8 is 4.5. Good. And yeah, check your centering. Good. Very nice. Now check your rotation of the slot to the inside the ledge. Perfect. You got it. Nice adjustment. Good.
Oh, so then that one goes on the canine?
Yeah,
The
exactly. You got
Ah.
it. Yeah, so see how it'll close the space
Sorry,
and
I see.
rotate the tooth the way we want it to go.
Mm-hmm.
All at the same time. Okay. So do you see how that is going to kill a lot of birds with one stone? We're going to close this space here where the tooth was removed. Okay. It's going to rotate the canine because we're on all 4 wings. Immediately a touch because it's distally rotated. And while it pulls this central over, it is going to
That's what you're
it's
trying
going
to do,
to
is pull it
correct
over.
this rotation, or it's either going to correct it completely and definitely help prevent it from rotating more. Because if we only tied from the facial, it would have rotated more measly the way we don't want it to go, right? So we're coming around from the other side, so it's going to correct that. Okay. And then once you get, you have one more to do. Oh, on that one by bicuspid. Then you just check your end wires, cut them, and you're golden. Good job, Miguel.